Friday. Oh. It's a Friday. Join me as we frolic through the fields on this Friday. La 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 la. Frolic? Wait, what? Who said that? Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I didn't say frolic. I swear to God, I didn't say it. What up? How's everybody doing, man? On this Friday. I love to frolic. There's no judgment here. You are so handsome today? Really? Okay, cool. Thanks. That's good. Come outside, Josh. What? I don't go outside. I don't go outside and I don't wanna. So what do you have to say about that, huh? Shalom says, any DC news to cover? Not that I know of. I mean, I know they're wrapping up Peacemaker right now. I would assume there's some other crazy cameo fun things that are going on. Was there something fun that happened last night in Peacemaker? Because otherwise, like, I don't really know too much about what's going on. Like, Gunn maybe talked a little about like lanterns here and there. I've been looking out for stuff, but is it actually Friday today? It is actually Friday today, yes. And thank God it is, huh? And also, sorry about being late. It's all Adam's fault. We were playing Warhammer late last night. And it's all Adam's fault for keeping me up late, battling it out in the 41st millennia, you know? It's October 3rd. It is October 3rd. That is true. Saturday stream tomorrow. If the hot mic drops some big news, so they drop a news tonight. Is that what the word is? Hey, what's up? Hey guys, can we talk? Can we talk a little bit? Byron K says just cleaning pools right now, listening to the peak stream. Can't wait for the Warhammer content. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, as we get closer to Warhammer, I think it's really going to turn up. It's going to be awesome. And I did drop the new video on the Warhammer channel this week. I think it's going to sort of be a slow build back on that channel. I do have another video ready to go. I have to do a little bit of work on it. And then I actually have to reach back out to the editor and get him on the next one, because I actually have another one for him, like, ready to go. So there's like a lot out there for Warhammer, a lot of stuff to be done. Yeah, speaking of Warhammer, are you excited at any sneak peeks at LVO this weekend? Oh yeah, so LVO, that's a cool question, man. Dude, wow. And you got a Dante. Is that a, what is that? Is that Dante, or what is that as your profile picture? What the fuck is happening? Everybody's getting into Warhammer. Like, I've been trying to get everybody into Warhammer for years, it feels like. It feels like it's actually fucking happening now. Like, Eric, what the fuck? So anyway, what Eric's talking about is LVO. So the Las Vegas Open this weekend, man. It's the biggest Warhammer tournament of the year, I'm pretty sure. Over 2,000 registered players. Over 2,000 registered players. My God. And I'm so excited to see how all the tournaments and everything go this weekend. So that's going to be really, really cool. But there should potentially also be some announcements made from GW, or Games Workshop, the company that runs Warhammer and all that. So yeah, hopefully there's some cool announcements. I don't know. I'm going to be keeping my eyes peeled. Yeah, I was obviously looking forward to it. Want to see how that shakes out at LVO. It's a huge field, and I'm just wondering, of course, if, like, is one of the, you know, armies at the top right now going to win? Is it going to be somewhat predictable in that sense? And then also, would it be maybe a really good player that's going to win, you know, somebody that's more of like a faction specialist or whatever? It's gonna be cool, man. I'm excited to see how it all goes, for sure. Josh, when are you playing the new Marvel game? Are you talking about the cosmic thingy, the side scroller? Dude, I played a lot of it. I played some on stream on Wednesday, and then I played I played last night a little bit, actually. I've been playing on and off. Dude, it is cool. It is really, really fun. If you have nostalgia for those old, like, TMNT games or just some of the great side-scroller games from back in the day. Like, dude, there was actually an incredible one done for one of the Michael Keaton Batman games. Did y'all ever play that? I remember playing this game on my Super Nintendo, dude. And it was, like, kind of basic side-scroller, beat-em-up in that Batman universe. But dude, it was really fucking cool, man. I really liked that game. So I had a ton of fun playing that, but yeah. Jalen, welcome back to the Nerd Ventures, baby. You are a Nerd Venture now. Well, did you beat Adam? I did, but to be honest with you, Adam is in such a beginner state of the game that these are not really like victories that I'm like, oh hell yeah. It's really more about kind of teaching Adam and getting him acclimated to the game. I remember what it was like for me when I first started playing. Like your first 4 or 5 games, there's so much going on. It's somewhat of like an information overload. And then over time you sort of build these systems or these like little ways of keeping track of everything, and then you sort of develop. The whole goal, of course, is to get Adam to be a good player so that then I can play him and have good games and then get better and feel good about winning. You know what I mean? Zach says, I'm enjoying Peacemaker a lot, but I gotta say that I honestly agree with your last take about Gunn after watching the podcast. It all feels so small. Yeah, so you know what? Let's talk about this for a second, guys, because so there was like a whole bunch, like I almost feel like I owe some kind of apology or something, or at least we have to have a conversation here, because there were so many people that got so butthurt about my reaction to the new Rockstar's breakdown of the Russo's photo. Okay. And I just gotta say, like, what are we doing here? Like, is this serious? Like, is this serious? I thought, and I talked to some people about it, guys. Okay. Like, I don't think that was really that bad of a take. I did not think I was actually that mean or rude or flagrant or whatever. And I honestly can't tell what's going on. I have trouble with this sort of thing here. But yeah, there's like a whole bunch of new Rockstars people that got really butthurt about that video. And I mean, like, they're fans or whatever, people that like them. And all these people like thought it was like a really bad take and they're all upset about it. And I don't know what to say. Like, I thought that video was super mild and benign, you know? Like, look, it's a bad fucking video the new Rockstars made. Okay. Can I just say that? Like, in my fucking opinion on the internet, I think it's a bad fucking video. Okay, I don't think New Rockstars is like this horrible, grifting, terrible organization. That's not what I'm saying. I thought this was a bad fucking video, and I thought it was kind of funny to react to it in like sort of a, I don't know, snide way or whatever, right? That's my sense of humor. My sense of humor is like that. It's like snarky or, yeah, I don't know, like grumpy or whatever. Like, what would you call it? Yeah, but and so I don't know, man. It's tough because I don't want people to get all upset. I don't want like a bunch of people like hate watching or like really having this like super bad impression of me or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, get fucked. Like, if you like just turn the video off. Like, I gotta be honest. Like, if you're the type of person out there that's gonna like watch this video. And maybe you know something about me or whatever, right? Maybe you don't. And then you're going to watch this video and you're going to get all in your fucking feelings about it. And then go into the comment section and try to like make it a thing and do all this. Like, dude, just you're sad and you suck and you're a loser. That's what I want to say to all of these comment section people, you know? And like, I don't know how to express this in a positive way. I don't know how to say this in like a positive way. Like, I'm trying to be real chill over here. We're having fun. We're making the best of a fucked up situation. What is the fucked up situation? The fucked up situation is that, frankly, Disney listened to people like you too much. The 12 people of you that'll make 50 fucking sock puppet accounts. You absolute degenerate internet losers. You fucking horrible, pathetic human beings. I don't understand why people don't like me. Why do people Why? You know? A lot of my contemporaries out there, a lot of my co-workers, it's so weird. You know, we pull up to the YouTube factory together and we're heading into the YouTube factory at around the same time, and I give them a nod and a smile and a wink and a hello and everything, and everybody just fucking ducks me, dude. I'm the Magic Johnson of this game. These lames don't want to play with me. It's weird. Anyway, I don't even know why what just happened over the past 5 minutes, but I guess the main point is I'd like to apologize to absolutely no one. And if you got butthurt about my reaction to a truly terrible video that New Rockstars put out, you're the problem, not me. Get fucked. Shalami says, is there a AAA Warhammer game for the PS5 that I would understand? Yeah, I mean, I would say Space Marine 2 probably is your best bet there. You know, it's so weird. I've morphed into such a PC player over the past 3 to 5 years that I can't even tell you what the fuck is going on console right now, to be honest. Like, there's a bunch of games I would recommend, and I'm literally not sure if they're on console. Darktide is one, though. People like that Darktide game. If you're into, like, zombies, like COD Zombies is a very kind of similar thing. Maybe check that out. American M says, is Astra Militarum a good mains army or a side army? I think Astra Militarum, or what a lot of lore hounds would say, like, that's gross, call it guard. Because there's just like in all things, there's a lot of gatekeeping in Warhammer, you know what I mean? So they'd be like, no, call it guard. And I'm only telling you that so that you don't look foolish in front of the other nerds. You know what I mean? Call it guard. But I get you, so it's all good. Yeah, guard or Astra Militarum is a very cool fucking army, dude. If you're into just old school war gaming, if you're into like, you know, like, I think for some people, like, yeah, super soldiers are cool, but maybe it's cool to just flex like an actual army of all just fucking humans and weapons and guns and tanks and shit. And maybe that's dope. And maybe you're like, you know what? No, fucking humans are enough, dude. Humans are enough. We're gonna shit all over these Xenos. I kind of like it. I respect it. But Duncan says, chat, go give one battle after another your money. Oh yeah, that's high praise. Does anybody else seen this movie and really like it? I know some people are like big fans of that film. C-Dub here says, I enjoyed the first half of Peacemaker, but after last night's episode, I've grown bored with it now. It's basically just one snarky banter dialogue scene into another one. Yeah, I mean, again, I can't really speak to the quality because I haven't watched it, but it's a taste thing as well, right? It's just Gunn's usual thing, just not really for me or whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, look, it is what it is. I would like to imagine that the DCU is going to dial it up from here, and I mean that in like various ways, right? Because this right now does not feel, as you've heard me say in the past, this does not feel like a big triumphant new glorious cinematic universe being built, right? Larold says, long time no chat, met a girl, quit smoking. You seen that Warhammer Explained channel? Got some fire vids, hot sauce or syrup on eggs? What the fuck? I actually like both on eggs, but like what I'll do is I'll do a little syrup on the pancakes, and if some spills over on the eggs, or the bacon, syrup on bacon's real good. Hot sauce you basically can't go wrong on, but I like the hot sauce on the egg portion. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna bifurcate, there's a fancy word for you. Jay Lavin with a 5 spot says, Josh, I know you will speak on Doomsday teaser news, but can you address why this would come out before Brand New Day teaser? Is that normal? No, it's not. And you're right, I have it in my notes here. It's actually probably the first thing we'll go over, but I appreciate you and your awareness of the show and everything, man. It's not often I get a high IQ super chat. No offense to all the other super chatters, but thank you, Jay. Is this normal? The answer is no, it is not normal. But attached to that is the fact that Doomsday is not a normal movie either. It is an event film, and it's an event film like kind of on high. And so, you know, this kind of makes sense. They just did first screening, IMAX screening pre-sales for the fucking Homer Odyssey, the Christopher Nolan Odyssey, John. And that was a year out. So you can absolutely do that if it's an event film of the caliber that you could, I guess, motivate people to do stuff like over a year away, I think Doomsday is that movie, particularly because it's been delayed, but also because it is just so big in scale. I think it is really a different kind of movie. Rossi says with a 5 spot, the wolf does not concern himself with the thoughts of the sheep. Yeah. Isn't it lion though? Doesn't he say lion in the show? Did you just misquote? Are you misquoting over here? Like with great power comes spaghetti meatball kind of thing. Jedi Mike says, what did I miss? Nerdvengers for life be in the middle. 10 years, no beers, no gambling. Gamble numbers. I am Bendu. Team hat full. Nerdvengers in Discord Tower. Eagle open up. Damn, Mike. A lot of mileage out of that. What's up, Greg? How you guys doing? Yeah, 50 months, man. Damn. Appreciate you, Mike. Josh, I hate to say it, but the fandom content on YouTube used to be an escape. Was at its height in 2021 when everything was clicking. Now it feels so toxic. What makes people steer away thoughts? What makes people steer? So toxic that makes people steer away thoughts. Yeah, I think that part of what you're saying is accurate. I mean, the destruction of discourse in a fandom is usually a really bad sign of things to come. But it is usually not an isolated incident. So it happens, and there are usually various reasons why it happens. But yes, it is actually a big deal. It's a big reason as to why, like, I think companies, and I've sort of thought this for a long time, I think companies kind of have a responsibility in the internet age to engage and also to communicate with like their customers in such a way that respects that relationship and the reality of that, you know? And a lot of and it's not an easy thing, and I think a lot of companies do a lot of this terribly. And then certain aspects of it, I think certain companies handle well. Like as an example, right? You look at Marvel and you look at DC, and I would argue Marvel and Disney and Feige, they do a lot of stuff wrong. There's a lot of stuff they do that I don't like, but there is stuff they do that I think is better than what DC is doing. Mostly, like Kevin just kind of stays out of it, right? Like Kevin does not, like, he's really not out there yapping on social media. He's not even out there like saying in interviews things that could be taken a certain way. He's much more, I guess, just like media trained and not going to give ammunition to narratives and stuff like that. And Gunn is like the opposite of that. Like Gunn is like, he's so bad at that. It's like genuinely amazing how bad he is at that. But that's not to say that like DC overall has a terrible strategy. It's just that like one aspect of what they're doing over there, and it's culture created by a taste maker, a person in power. That Gunn is in charge. He's the co-president, right? So like he really sets the pace for that culture over there. It's easy to dunk on you because of how emotionally available you are and actually intelligent enough to articulate the feelings in a way that is not damaging to yourself or those around you. And man, John, I don't know what the fuck are you? What the fuck? John, what? I don't know how to feel about that. Is that a backhanded compliment or a front-handed slap in the dick? Rossi says the real saying is wolf. What? Tywin changed it to lion because it's the Lannister sigil is the lions. Thank you, but I prefer it my way. There's too much of Gunn's. I swear to God, I read that badly. I read that the wrong way at first. There's too much of Gunn's print on everything. Yeah, for sure. Roarin' to Kisser. Roarin' to Kisser. Or pow, right in the kisser. Haha, see, I got it. It's rumored that one of the next Total War games to come out of the next few years will be 40K. Have you played any of the Total War games? Yeah, right? Oh, wait, no, I haven't. I played the Dawn of War games. I don't think I have played the Total War games. Is Total War lit? Should I be excited about this? That sounds cool. Lag? Adam, shut your whore mouth. There's no lag. And if there is lag, it's your fault. It's your fault for living high up in the mountains where the wind can throw off the fucking internet signals. Or it's your fault for having the goddamn Kmart internet. Or it's your fault for trying to steal the Wi-Fi off of the printer from the Kinko's that's close by because you can't afford it. Not the real Adam podcast people. What does that mean? We love Josh. Hey, thanks, man. Oh wait, the podcast isn't a thing anymore. I'm so far behind. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. Damn, Josh, that's kind of fucked up. I don't even remember what I said that is fucked up. Okay, so just calm down. Give me a freaking minute. Adam says, calm down there, buddy. Okay, I will. You're the reason we can't have nice things. Oh, shit, sorry. Oh, if Snyder and Roca drop news tonight, will you stream tomorrow, please? It depends on the veracity of the news. It depends on the viscosity of the news. What are we looking at? You know? Josh, when are you directing the Warhammer movie? I don't think that's gonna happen, bud. I'm not qualified. I mean, if they offered it up to me and gave me a lot of monies, would I do it? Hell yeah. And I would act confident as fuck the whole way. But between you and me right now, I'm not qualified. Jay Robbins says, yo, Josh got into Warhammer because of you now. Woo! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Woo! Watch you and Luton 09 videos, and between you and the video games, I'm in. Feels like the new Lord of the Rings. See, this guy gets it. This guy gets it. I didn't pay him to say that. Drop the PayPal later. I'll get you the money. I mean, is James Gunn qualified to make a Superman movie? James Gunn is qualified to get the fuck out of my face. Is Josh does Josh have to Josh while joshing? 100%. I'll play Warhammer if you pay me. So what if I pay you at first? What if I give you a little? What if I pay you at first, and then I stop paying you, and then you're addicted, like shaking in the streets, addicted. LVO just started React stream. Should we just make this whole stream into reacting to LVO stream? James Goon loves ranch on eggs. Jesus. He probably does. Would direct a Warhammer movie, but you're under Disney or Star Wars movie and you have creative freedom. I would do the Star Wars with creative freedom, 100%, yeah. Afterovic says, hey, Josh, really blessed to your stream right before my birthday tomorrow. Hell yeah, happy birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday tomorrow. Hope you have an incredible day. I hope it's a magical day. I hope you wake up and the air is crisp and cool. There's just something about the energy in the day. Everybody you talk to has a nice big smile for you, you know? Hope it's a great day. Dave Does That says, we need a Den of Nerds live brunch buffet where we have to walk up to the mic to ask questions. LMAO, much love. Yeah, something like that would be fun. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. We'll figure something like that out, yeah. American M says, feels like Warhammer is the new Star Wars and the future. Yeah, Warhammer has a lot going for it, man. I think that it's just kind of funny. I've said this before. Some people don't like when I say this, like, to be honest with you. I've had some conversations with people and like we're all about it. Everybody's nodding their head. Everybody's like into Warhammer. And then I bring this point up and they're like, yeah, but can you not like bring that up though? It kind of makes me uncomfortable, but I'll bring it up with you guys because you guys, you're not going to take this out of context or make it a thing or get upset. So one of the reasons that Warhammer is uniquely positioned to do well in the next several years is kind of because of the way that Marvel and Star Wars and a lot of these other companies have kind of went after modern audiences and went after female audiences. And it's not just that they did that, but it's the way they did that because they don't really think. It's all very derivative, right? So a lot of what people say is like get woke, go broke is really just corporations being like very stupid and having a very basic arithmetic of like, we want more female. Let's turn this character into a fucking female and everybody's gonna love it. Like, it just comes down to actually just really stupid, reductive thinking. And because of how Hollywood has done this over the past 3 to 5 years, interestingly enough, Warhammer, which is so satirically over the top, in almost all the exact ways that the Hollywood companies have kind of tried to shift, like, you know, towards the left or towards modern audiences, and have done so almost to like I mean, we've literally reached South Park parody levels, right? Which I know makes some of you guys uncomfortable, but like, guys, that is what it is. Like, don't shoot the messenger. Matt and Trey, they would not have done this if there wasn't a fucking wide open target on their back for parody level absurdity. The point I'm trying to make is, like, Hollywood really did act super fucking foolish over the past couple of years, and in some pretty unique ways that Warhammer's just going to kind of come in and like just shit all over all of that sort of stuff in a way that's going to feel really good and cathartic, I think, for a lot of folks. So like, the irony is, as Star Wars is going to try to get people to accept Rey as the future Obi-Wan, Warhammer is gonna like have actual live action 8-foot tall, like, Giga Chad motherfucking dudes just slaughtering people and being incredibly xenophobic, and one of these things is not like the other. Just telling you, it's gonna be really interesting to watch what happens as that thing enters into the mainstream. Corson Travin says, your opinion on fur burgers. I don't even know what a fur burger is, and I have parental controls on my computer, so I'm pretty sure I can't even look it up. But thanks, bud. Appreciate you. Warhammer is going to steal like 90% of Star Wars fans. I think a lot of Star Wars fans are going to have a lot of fun getting into Warhammer. X9008 says, look, Josh, 12 months. Can I borrow your Girls Gone Wild DVDs? 12 Avengers. Call Eric Voss. Y'all remember those? Y'all remember Girls Gone Wild? Do y'all remember Girls Gone Wild? I never got the DVDs. It hit me at a time where I really fucking wanted them, but had zero money. If I called my parents would know on the phone company, bullshit, blah, 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 you know? But I definitely remember that shit, yep. You know what else was great? And this is something that, like, the youth today will never understand. And honestly, it's probably why your generation is absolutely terrible, guys. No offense, I'm sorry. Just pull up a goddamn seat and let Papa Josh tell you what it is. The current generation, part of what is holding them back, right, is like instant gratification, and they never had to like struggle for anything. Okay, so meaning the scrambled corn channels on cable, you know, like the 300, 400, 700 channels that were scrambled. Okay, and you had to like keep like finding it, keep trying to like adjust it, and it all got scrambled, and like occasionally you'd see like a titty that was like like stretched out throughout the whole screen in this weird obtuse way. Yeah, you guys see, that's the thing, is like, this generation, man, this generation. Rossi says Justin loves Star Wars and Warhammer. He's a big KK guy. He is a big KK guy, absolutely. Yeah. Josh, what would you do if you had a DNA test and in 79 minutes, wait, what? In 79 minutes, that's so specific, and you found out that you are actually James Goon's real son and heir to the James Goon empire? Oh man, that would be some biblical shit, because I mean, does that give me then the right to like strike him down in some kind of ceremonial combat? You know? Father! Yeah. That could be dope. Girls Go Wild, Vegas nonstop. I don't know what that means, dude. Josh, could Ezra in Ahsoka season 2 be under Abeloth influence? He could be. I highly doubt it, but yeah, that could be kind of interesting. That'd be kind of spicy, huh? Yo, Josh, what up? How goes the hunt? What the fuck does that mean? The hunt for what, brother? Red October? Mike Lit, thanks for the $2. This background music is epic. I'm stoned AF. Brother, you are stoned because there's no music being played right now. You are super high as hell because there is zero music being played right now. So You're on another level, brother. Okay, Kobe Kobe says, Josh, Star Wars is cooked. Marvel and DC are on a knife's edge. Lead the people into glory that is Warhammer for the Emperor. Hell yeah, Kobe! That's what I'm talking about. Exactamundo, man. That's exactamundo. Exactamundo. What ages are your viewers? I hope incredibly young, so that I can mold their young brains into the exact versions of what I want to be in society, which is the exact opposite of what you want to be in society. Nah, I'm old. Okay. Could the Doomsday characters not revealed on the chairs could be on Loki's multiversal team, and those characters be big surprises? Yes, I think you're onto something there, yeah. You've already molded me, and now I'm cooked. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Oh, man, good UFC this weekend, man. Any of you guys UFC fans? Good UFC this weekend. This conversation live would have us all rolling on the floor. Oh, you mean like in person? Yeah. That'd be fun. I'd be down, man. I'd be down. You know what we should do someday? Is a Den of Nerds cruise. And we're all on a cruise, and every morning it's a stream, except just like this, except it's live, and it's at the breakfast bar, okay? And I'm on the stage waving at everybody as they come in, and we're yapping about stuff, and we've got little segments, and we do little games, you know, maybe some mini golf. Fake pre-recorded stream, 100%. Can Poton get it done? I think so, actually. I think so. I'm actually really excited to see what Alex looks like in this situation. We've kind of seen him just come in and steamroll everybody and then get kind of stopped a little bit here, a little bit there. But also just kind of felt like a force of nature. So I always like to see how people respond to adversity, right? Will there be gambling? I don't know what that is, but hell yeah. Speaking of that, I got to do some gambling this weekend, man. I got to do some gambling. Phones would need to be confiscated? Yeah. For the first time ever, we can see someone drown on stream. Whoa. We can't be doing all that. Do you understand what that insurance cost would be like? Josh, do you think Iceman and Rogue will be in Doomsday? It's a good question. No. But maybe. It's got to be a streamathon. Do you guys even want a streamathon? Do you even want a subathon? Do you want me to thon it up? Should I even thon it up? I'm so here for it. I watched Josh in the shower. Pause. Wait, what? Yes. But what would we even do? What would we even do? Oh, on the cruise. Hell yeah, that's true, yeah. Corso Tavin says, is it true you don't use it, you lose it? Yeah, that is true. Let me see that thong. No, thong it up. Wait, what? Let me see that thong. Jeez, man, y'all are fired up here on a Friday. Didn't Anna Paquin have some serious health problems for anorexia or something? Brother, I have no idea. I have no idea. Nerds Gone Wild. Hell yeah, Zach. If you did a subathon, what number would you aim for? I would start the stream and we would do an hour-long countdown. And if we didn't get 5,000 new subscribers, I wouldn't stream for a second longer than the hour. Now, that's my kind of subathon. What happened with gambling and Nerdcoin? I don't know what those things are, but it's good to see you. Elisa's airsoft goes hard, literally. Yeah, that shit sucked, dude. That really fucking hurt, dude. That was, like, terrible. Watch the cruise turn into poop cruise. The fuck is a poop cruise? You know what? Don't answer that. What happened to the GameStop gift card giveaways? I have no idea what you're talking about, Braden, but it's good to see you. Imagine you reach the 5,000. That would be a pretty epic crash out. That would be pretty epic, yeah. Hey, freak, bring back the music. What the fuck, dude? This guy. This fucking guy. There is no music. There never was any music. You high as hell. Weekly Warhammer giveaway? Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I bet you'd like that. Good to see you too. Hey, thanks, man. Elisa's laugh made it all worth it. Yeah, she had like a diabolical laugh when she was shooting me, huh? Jeez. Like pooping over the side of a railing. What is happening today? What is happening? You know, there was a moment today, I was about 70-30 on streaming today. You know, where like 70% yes, 30% no, only because you guys would probably get mad, and I haven't done all the streams all the time, every day, forever now. So people say it's not enough, you know? And now I'm like, damn, dude, like we got it's fucking wild in here. What happened? Today's 100% a member only chat kind of day. Yeah, except that some of the wildest shit has been the members. Adam, you know? I'm starting to think Josh brings nothing to the community, says Michael. Well, Michael, sticks and stones may break my bones, but Michael's a fucking being the man. Part-time streamer? How about you part-time shut up? Goddamn. Josh, what happened to slapping grandmas? Oh, I volunteer at many different old folks' homes. And so we got those numbers up. Don't worry about it. Those numbers we're good. We're keeping those numbers up. Oh my God! A Nerd Avengers poopathon? What the fuck is happening? I'm going on a cruise by myself, and I'm sailing right into a goddamn iceberg. It's Titanic, except I'll never let go. I'm diving off the fucking balcony into the icy water. And then I'm done. The fuck am I listening to right now? Amen. Amen, dude. I don't even know. How much coffee have you had? I don't know, 3 or 4 cups. 3 or 4 cups. Oh my God. Where do you get all of your Marvel shirts? Various places, man. Various places. I think this one was a Target shirt, though. This is the old Target shirt here, boys. All right, should we talk about this? Okay, the trailer. Let's get into this, man. Let's talk a little bit about the trailer. So this is kind of wild. People have been bringing this up. We had somebody in chat already address this, asking if this is normal, and it is not normal. What are we talking about here? We're talking about the first Avengers Doomsday trailer rumored to be heading out way sooner than expected. I'm over on comicbookmovie.com. If a new rumor is to be believed, we could be getting a first look at Marvel Studios' Avengers Doomsday much sooner than anyone anticipated. And yes, it could be headed our way later this year. Avengers Doomsday was originally scheduled to be released in theaters next May. The same month, every other movie starring Earth's Mightiest Heroes has found huge success. And by the way, too, I just want to stop for a second here. I was thinking about this yesterday. You know how there's like that big alien ship rock thing? Nobody can decide if it's a meteor, if it's the aliens coming to destroy us all or whatever. So I've been thinking about this. And I know this is a weird tangent here, but just walk with me on this. I've been thinking about this, and I'm like, dude, if these aliens do actually show up, okay, and they blow us up, one of the last thoughts that's going to go through my head is, I really wish those 2 Avengers movies would have actually come out in 2025 when they were originally slated. I'll never know the truth about Doctor Doom. And then we'll all just burn up into the atmosphere or whatever. But I was seriously thinking about that, dude. I was like, goddamn. All right, anyway. To give the Russos more time to deliver the 2 final chapters in Marvel Studios' Multiverse Saga, the movie is now heading our way next December. Avengers Secret Wars will follow in December of 2027 in what's shaping up to be a relatively quiet Phase 6. It's because we told him to shut the fuck up. Only Spider-Man Brand New Day is sandwiched between them. Despite this significant delay, it sounds like we'll get a first look at Avengers Doomsday much sooner than expected. According to Daniel Daniel Richtman, a first look will be attached to Avatar Fire and Ash when it arrives in theaters on December 19th. We'd bet on that preview being a theater exclusive, not dissimilar to how the Avatar threequel and Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey were teased. An online release is sure to follow, of course, and bootlegs will inevitably leak. Richtman has a solid track record, particularly with trailers, so we'd say there's something to this rumor. A year between trailers and the movie's release may seem like a lot. It is a lot, actually. Disney needs to restore faith in the MCU, and a brief sneak peek, even if just a few snippets of footage, and a first look at Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom would go a long way in building excitement. Heck, even if it's a shot of Doom and a glimpse of Avengers and the X-Men squaring off, there's going to be more than enough to make Avengers Doomsday feel like an event, something that doesn't currently seem to be the case with many big-name characters missing from the cast. That's kind of an interesting... like little end cap segment that they put there at comicbook.com. This is potentially an issue here. I wonder what you guys think about this. Is Doomsday a little bit not big enough? Right? Is Doomsday, which when it first was announced, right, and you just had Downey come out there and it's like Doomsday, I almost feel like there was maybe even more hype then. And then with the reveal of the chairs and with the reveal of some of the stuff and the rap party and all this sort of stuff, when it kind of settles in that the majority of the plot is actually the Thunderbolts, the Fantastic Four, and the Captain America Brave New World movie cast, when it settles in a little bit that it's actually that cast hanging out with RDJ Dr. Doom, it does take a little bit of the excitement away, I think. Doomsday in and of itself, kind of, there was more promise there. I think a lot of people honestly wanted, and I remember kind of thinking this very early on myself, I think a lot of people wanted the movie to kind of sideline all of these current Avengers very quickly and just get into the crazy multiversal shit with the characters we really enjoy. That would be, you know, your Toby Spider-Man, you know, the Hugh Jackman Wolverine, all the OGs, Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider. Like, a lot of us just want to get to the fun shit, frankly. And so I think Doomsday did kind of get this problem. Like, I think this is actually like a reality that's out there. Like, I've even heard people saying, like, dude, I've even heard people saying that they should potentially change the title of Doomsday to Avengers vs. X-Men. And I'm like, that's some wild shit. But like, dead ass, there are people saying that right now. And a part of why they are saying that is because there does seem to be a lack of hype and a lack of excitement with the Doomsday movie. Your mileage may vary on how you feel about that. But that brings me to a place where I think a very early trailer is actually a great idea here. Because there's a lot of interest in the concept. Obviously, everybody knows about Downey coming back and Doctor Doom and the movie itself, right? But there's not necessarily a lot of hype or excitement. There's a lot of trepidation, you know, a lot of people confused, definitely people interested, but not necessarily hyped up and excited. So I think having a trailer out very, very early, because this would be about a year before the movie release, which is basically about 6 months before you would get a standard first teaser trailer and then a marketing campaign, right? It would obviously make sense to do a marketing campaign in a sort of truncated time period, because you don't want to do it so far out that you're wasting money, because people are like, oh, yeah, that thing's coming out sometime, right? No, you want it to kind of be a directed campaign towards an end date. So that's going to be a thing. And this is about 6 months before that would normally pop off. And it's a whole 6 months potentially before, or at least like 3 to 4 months before what you would see for a marketing for Spider-Man. Spider-Man, the big July movie next summer, that thing's probably going to start February. It's marketing, right? So we're a couple of months ahead of even that for a movie that's 6 months past that. So it is definitely unusual, but do you guys understand what I'm saying? Where this is sort of a unique situation. And I think maybe because of the seeming lack of hype and the way that the temperature has gone a little bit cold, I would argue because of the performance of some of the things in 2025, a lot of the shows are not performing well. All of the movies underperformed, right? Every single movie underperformed. I think giving a little bit of distance to all of that stuff and then kind of doing this like double down reminder of like, yo, this is the real hype shit is a great idea. Now, the question is, what are they going to show? And this is where it gets really interesting, because at this date, during this, for literally about the end of December, they should be able to show basically almost anything from the film. Okay, this movie recently wrapped. It filmed for a ton of time. It's going to film again towards the end of this year, maybe even going into 2026. Maybe it'll start in like 2026 or whatever. But around that time, they're going to be basically aiming up to go film again. So they will have this assembly cut. They will have a ton of finished visual effects. They will have, I don't know, 70% of the movie like done, you know, depending on how you look at it. So they will have the ability to show and basically anything. So this kind of reminds me of when you go back to Infinity War and Endgame, there was a teaser trailer that arrived at Comic-Con the year before Infinity War hit, and it had unfinished visual effects. But it was like the first time ever that anybody had actually seen like what Thanos was actually going to look like in that film. And it blew people away. It got people very, very excited. But it never got released publicly because it was not ready. The visual effects were not ready. This is almost a completely different situation for Doomsday, where Doomsday will have the opportunity to do that same thing, but it will be polished, crispy, like 100% ready, high fidelity rendered visual effects. So they can basically show us anything. Now, granted, because it is a year away, you would not expect them to go crazy, right? So you can imagine a first look at Doom, right? Now, I don't know, though. Is that going to be a first look similar to the post-credit scene? Are we going to see him in action? Are we going to see him doing some actual magic and shit like that? Because remember, they just had this Shanghai thing. We got an official look at what his costume looks like. From what I understand, you're going to get a lot more like little drops here and there throughout the rest of the year leading to that. So we might have a very good look at Doom already by then. So maybe this is the first time you see him on screen, actually in the frame, rendered the way that he will be in that movie. That could be very exciting, and that could be really cool. Maybe we get a look at the mask and everything like that, or we get like a kind of a tease, right? Kind of behind the back or whatever. I would expect that you'll probably get the voice, you know, and that's going to be shocking. You know, My Name of Doom. My Name of Doom is coming. The world is not ready for it. And so that's going to be pretty fucking shocking. I wonder how many people are going to like walk out of the theater at that point, not watch the Avatar movie and go home and rethink their life. But that is an actual thing. So we'll probably get the voice. In all seriousness, I do expect that we'll get the voice, man. And I wonder what it's going to be like. I mean, we actually do really want to know what that's going to sound like and how much care and whatever has been given to it. Is it going to be like Wanda's accent where it like disappears? You know, there's a lot of questions. So I would expect you get maybe a first look at Doom, a first, hearing the voice. Maybe we get a little bit of his magic. Like, dude, I would really like that. Just a little bit of Doom magic, bro. What if, chat? What if it's the spine rip? What if it's the spine rip? What if they fucking go for it? What if Doctor Doom pulls up on one of our beloved Marvel characters, like Steve Rogers, and rips his fucking spine out? Holy shit, dude. No way they'll do that in a promo. I mean, dude, probably not. Probably not. But yeah, wouldn't that be sick, dude? Little spine rip. Damn, dude. Yeah, spine rip for a PG-13 film. Exactly. And you know what? Now that you've mentioned that, it's a child's spine. And I didn't want to go there. But just me, bro, is saying that it has to be a child's spine that gets ripped out. And I think he's right. You know, just to really solidify the evil of Doom, yeah. And it also saves on visual effects because you don't have to render the spine because it's smaller. You don't have to render it as much. It's a smaller spine. I believe that the children are our future of the spine rip promo for Dr. Doom. That's basically how the song goes. Why would they do it in a promo? They put it in a light show. Great way to build hype. Why wouldn't they do it in a promo? That's a good question, actually. Yeah. No, I think the whole point is like, go big, man. Get people excited. I mean, people will be talking about that. I heard Jack Black is in Doomsday. God, I hope so. Yeah. Yep. Doomsday will be fantastic. I think Doomsday is going to be very good. Yeah. But do you know what I'm saying, Kalen? Do you get what I'm saying about as far as like the hype is, it's not gone, but it kind of fizzled. And I think it's been replaced by like just a lot of uncertainty. And I think the performance of the movies hurt this conversation, but also I think the narrative is out there because there's just so many questions about the film. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of questions about this movie. So I think this early trailer is a good idea. I think this is a good idea. I think you want to establish that. I think you want to take control of that narrative. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. There's the conversation and the predictions of the trailer for Doomsday. That's gonna be really exciting. I mean, I was already excited for the Avatar movie. I'm extra excited now to check out this trailer. I'll do a little breakdown after I see it, you know. Yeah, should be fun. Should be fun. Braden says, genuinely, how many normies even know about this movie? So here's what I would tell. This is what I think it is. I don't know if this is actually accurate, but this is the way I view it. I think a lot of normies are very aware of Robert Downey Jr. returning to Marvel, but it's like in this sort of vague, like, oh, this superstar got traded to this team kind of a sense, right? Are they going to show up for the home opener? That's a different question. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like, I think there's so many people aware of this. The job of the marketing team and the job of it is to translate that interest into foaming at the mouth anticipation to go to the movie theater at a certain time to see this movie. Those are not exactly the same thing. And actually, there is a similarity here to Superman. So there were a lot of analytics companies tracking Superman and tracking the interest in Superman and shit. And interestingly enough, Superman had this phenomenon where very, very known about Superman, like everybody knew about Superman, but it didn't have this high percentage of like activating people. Meaning a whole bunch of people knew about it. It didn't necessarily mean they were activated to go watch a movie for the new Superman. Do you see what I mean? So just awareness does not translate into like actually activating a group of people, right? Did I see the new Tau models? Yes, I did. They're stealth suits, which like I already have 6 stealth suits, so I don't know that I even need. I mean, I guess I could get some more, but yeah. Yeah, they look cool. All right, let's talk just briefly here. Let us briefly discuss Spider-Man in Doomsday, okay? Because different people are saying some stuff. I have my thoughts on it, and then I definitely want to know what you guys think, okay? So, it says here, rumor Avengers Doomsday will feature a Spider-Man after all, but which one? Spider-Man has been proven to be one of the biggest draws. And while Marvel Studios gets the cuts of the profit, the movies remain a co-production with Sony Pictures. That's true, actually. The Web Slinger will finally return to summer Spider-Man Brand New Day. However, we're hearing conflicting reports about whether Tom Holland's Peter Parker is set to appear in Avengers Doomsday. He's a street-level superhero now, so a team up with Earth's mightiest heroes to battle a multiversal threat like Doctor Doom somewhat contradicts his status quo. It also wouldn't be the first or the worst idea to keep Spidey away from a villain who wears his fallen mentor's face, at least for now. Still, it's hard to imagine Spidey not swinging into at least one of the next Avengers movies, and while it's even harder to believe that Marvel Studios wouldn't reunite the three Spider-Man in the multiversal finale. Today, Scooper, My Time to Shine Hello, has chimed in to say there is a Spider-Man in Doomsday. Unfortunately, the insider didn't elaborate on which one, but the way they're playing coy here suggests it won't necessarily be Tom Holland's wall-crawling variant. Seeing Toby Maguire or Andrew Garfield alongside the Spider-Man and the X-Men would be undeniably thrill for fans who have spent a literal decades dreaming to see Maguire, for example, swinging alongside Hugh Jackman Wolverine. That's true, actually. We've been waiting for that. Okay, so let's just stop there. That's the rumor, guys. So according to My Time to Shine Hello, there's a Spider-Man in Doomsday. I mean, this is one of those really weird scoops, which could be just a complete and total nothing burger. So technically, if there are two Spider-Man in, if you say there's a Spider-Man in, you're technically not incorrect, right? So it's just like one of those weird scoops that technically like could mean nothing, right? But the timing of it's interesting because, of course, there's a lot of stuff out there about Toby. I told you guys one of the best sources I have, one of the best sources that I've ever spoken to told me that Toby is absolutely in Doomsday and that he's connected to the TVA plot. There's a lot of stuff like Toby's in London. Different people have shot photos with Toby. They're filming, it's pretty clear, I think, that Toby will be in Doomsday, and I think it's connected to the TVA stuff, and that'll be in the past. Now, the more important question, I think the pertinent question here is like, what about Tom? What about Tom Holland? And this one is difficult because Brand New Day has changed so much, and it's changed in relation to Doomsday. At one time, it was going to come out after Doomsday. At one time, it was going to come out after Doomsday that was going to be Kang Dynasty, right? So Spider-Man Brand New Day has been through various changes, a lot of up and down, a lot of different ideas for that plot. And so, for instance, we had times where reporters like Alex Perez, My Time to Shine, and Jeff Snyder all hinted that Brand New Day was going to be somewhat of a prequel to Doomsday, or Doomsday was going to be a prequel to Spider-Man Brand New Day, or I think even at a time, Jeff was saying they're going to take place at the same time, right? So Alex kind of said, hey, there's something to this. Maybe Tom's not in Doomsday, and maybe that plot line is just going to be moved into Brand New Day because that's now going to take place before Doomsday. There were other people like Jeff Snyder actually said at one time that the Spider-Man movie was a prequel to Doomsday, and this was even when it was going to release after Doomsday. And so because of that, Tom Holland would not actually be in Doomsday. Like, do you remember this? So there's been a lot of like weird reporting about this, and I think that just reflects the various changes that have been made, the ideas that Marvel has had about this. Now, way before Doomsday was Doomsday, My Time to Shine said that Tom Holland was going to be the lead of Avengers 5, meaning the Kang Dynasty. And it seemed like what they were setting up was that Tom would be the anchor being of 616, or he's someone very, very important to like Kang, the Kang Dynasty, and all that shit. Okay? And I believe this was always being set up because Spider-Man was such an important character to this whole thing. And remember, according to Joanna Robinson, Tom Holland's Spider-Man was going to be a key player in whatever Marvel was planning for Phase 4, 5, and 6. That gets changed after Sony is all douchey and takes back, the license or whatever. Obviously, if you look at how important No Way Home was to Kevin Feige and all the stuff that he sets up there, including the spell, which various insiders have pointed out, is likely connected to the multiverse and to Doomsday, and which was the Kang Dynasty, right? So the question is like, is that still a thing? Is Tom Holland still very important to the Kang Dynasty? It kind of feels like not as much anymore, right? Like it kind of feels like not as much anymore. I think there's still a lot of potential for the relationship between Tom and Tony, and therefore whatever they're doing with Doom, to like have an impact on the story. but it feels like it's less important than maybe it was going to be originally, right? The Toby plot seems to be connected to his universe being destroyed, him being pulled out, much like Deadpool was going to be, for a purpose of fighting on and protecting the sacred timeline, right? So I think that feels right for the film, and it's way more fan servicey and fun than having Tom Holland in there, like, frankly, right? So I just basically don't know what to say. I know that Tom Holland's stunt double has been there and potentially has been filming stuff for Doomsday. So maybe Tom Holland Spider-Man does pop up there and is just not like with the Avengers when they're first doing their thing. There are rumors, by the way, guys. There are rumors here, and these are rumors, that Florence Pugh and Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie are going to be in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and they may well try to recruit Spider-Man into the Avengers, but then maybe he's going to say no, and then maybe that would explain why he's not actually in Doomsday, okay? So that could be what's going on, okay? And one other thing I want to add into this whole conversation here. Look at this. I found this earlier when I was doing research. This is a tweet from Alex Perez from March of this year. And it's in response to somebody that's talking about a Secret Wars movies, as in plural movies. And Alex is saying, did I stutter? And I just found this to be very interesting from back in the day. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. But there is a lot of discussion right now about this third movie, a potential third Secret Wars movie. And so some of the weird stuff that we've heard, like I thought it was particularly strange when Doctor Strange himself, Benedict Cumberbatch, said he wasn't in Doomsday, but then he is. And then I think it's weird that like Spidey's maybe not in Doomsday. And so a possible like weird explanation for what is actually going on here is Doomsday is a true prequel to what will really become a part 2, or a two-parter rather, Secret Wars Battleworld story. And maybe they just want to save Tom for those two movies because they are bigger deals. And so maybe you get a small role for Toby in that film, you pay him a couple $1 million to shoot for like a week or two, and then you have him as a small role, and that sort of fills up the hype and gets you people excited about Spider-Man and Doomsday. Maybe Tom's barely in Doomsday, and then maybe Tom plays a major role in what happens in what is potentially 2 Secret Wars films, right? So currently right now, the Simpsons movie came in and stole the date of the 2027 movie that technically would come out before Secret Wars. And everybody's like, oh shit, that means there's no third movie. Pardon me. But then all of these other reports came out, and there's this guy, the Beyond reporter, that was suggesting there's going to be a film in 2027 that celebrates the 20-year anniversary of Marvel. Is that potentially the part 2 to Secret Wars? I don't know. I don't know. So a lot of that at the end is speculative stuff there. But according to the reports, according to My Time to Shine, there is a Spider-Man in Doomsday. A lot of evidence to suggest that this is actually Toby, guys. And then there's a whole nother conversation about Tom Holland. What's going on with Brand New Day? What's going on with Doomsday? And then that kind of leads into the inevitable conversation that we always have about, like, is there a third Secret Wars movie? What's the deal with that? So anyways, guys, there's that's what it is. What do you think, chat? What do you think? What do you think? Tom Holland, yes or no? Toby, yes or no? What do you think's going on, chat? Help me. Randon, have fun, man. Have fun. The drive down to Florida, I've done that many times in my life. Makes sense what Tom is not in that much, since he's going to be filming both Spider-Man and The Odyssey. He filmed a lot this year. So, yeah, it could just come down to availability, or maybe he's a little burnt out, yeah. Tom Holland Spider-Man dies in Brand New Day. Gets resurrected by the symbiote in the Doomsday post-credit scene. That sounds lit. I would be down with that, yeah. At least Toby. Hopefully Andrew as well. Yeah. That'd be cool. I like Andrew too, for sure. I like the idea of 3 movies instead of 2. Yeah, and so another reason that I actually think this could happen, guys, is like, if you're Bob Iger, you're literally probably pissed off right now. Okay? You have one movie next year, one Marvel movie next year, and then 25% of that Sony one, the Spider-Man one. And then you have one Marvel movie in 2027. Dude, if I'm Bob Iger, I'm fucking furious, dude. So you need another movie. You need another big movie within that 3-year time period or something. So I could imagine that there's actual pressure from Disney to get another big movie out of this. So we'll see. 3 A's in that Russo brother photo. It's confirmed. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. The 3 A's. Wouldn't that be wild if it actually was the 3 A's? I would feel so foolish if the Russos come out and they're like, it actually was the 3 A's. It was 4 Avengers movies. You guys, and especially you, Josh, at Den of Nerds, were really rude about this. Cambia and Robert Meyer Burnett think that photo from the Russos hints at 3 Avengers movies. Oh, holy shit. Do they really? Oh my God. I can't believe it. That third movie could be X-Men vs. Avengers in Battleworld. Yeah, it could be something like that. Yeah. I think it might be, honestly. Yeah, it could be, guys. It really could be. The Avengers are getting a toe. Yeah, AAA for the Avengers. Yeah. Chris Listenfeld, I could see that as well. Doom was anywhere as a kid, even in the cartoons, especially Spider-Man and the X-Men. Even MF Doom was homage to Dr. Doom. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. The Doomsday teaser will tease Logan. You think so? Illuminati movie would be fire. I agree, dude. I've lost so much respect for Iger. His leadership is lacking. Yeah, I think so too. I think he kind of just outstayed his welcome and they fucked up the succession. And also he's just really old and he aged out of the role at a time when things became super dynamic. Bob Iger is an incredible CEO. He's done so many deals and like he has an illustrious career. But I do think these last 5 years have been very difficult. And I think part of that is just it's a very dynamic, changing time, and he's old and out of touch. You know? But I don't have anything against him or whatever. I think he's an incredible CEO. What about Beyonder? Is he coming or not? I highly doubt it. I feel like you can't just drop Beyonder now. I feel like that's too wild. Firestar casting. We need Spider-Man, Iceman, and Firestar in the same shot, so the Doomsday would be perfect to do that, no matter which Spider-Man appears. Yeah, that would be fun. What's that? Spider-Man and his amazing friends or whatever? That could be fun. Avengers, Doomsday, Avengers vs. X-Men, Avengers, Secret Wars. That's a nice lineup, Josh. That's a nice lineup there. It's a nice line up there, yeah? What if the Avengers are taking the roles of the Beyonders? I think the Molecule Man role goes to the Anchor Beings. How do you think Loki will come into play in Doomsday? Well, I actually recorded a very big video about Loki's role in Doomsday, which should drop tomorrow or the following day. It's a chunk. It's a banger, dude. 20-minute banger for the main channel. So make sure you check that out. But it is connected to his role as God of Stories Loki, but also to Avenger Prime Loki. So it'll make more sense when you watch the video, but Avengers, my name is Doom. Yeah, right. Josh, how is Bob Iger a great CEO when Disney Star Wars is so messed up? Well, again, you have to look at the entire career. You look at the value he brought Disney over 30 plus years of being employed there. You look at the deals that he signed. Bob Iger was the first person that was running Disney to acquire other companies that had never been a part of their identity before. And the acquisitions that he had, even Star Wars, despite being run into the ground, is still, I think, a smart acquisition. You know what I mean? So Iger did that. And when you close massive deals like that, like that's a part of you being the CEO. That's a part of his legacy. Like Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars all existing under the Disney umbrella is a byproduct of Bob Iger's legacy. Now, you can be I think it's totally valid to criticize the last several years. As I've said, he's really fucked that up. But to be fair, again, a part of that's just changing times, the dynamic industry, et cetera, et cetera. But Bob Iger has an incredible career, dude. My name is Bob Iger. They make more money on amusement parks, LOL. Y'all keep thinking on a Marvel and Star Wars level. They do make pretty good money on parks, yeah. Now he's going to acquire Warhammer. Oh, no, God, please, no. No! The Exodus says, Holland's Peter dying makes sense if he is the 616 anchor. Finding him and combining him with a symbiote could create a Secret Wars MacGuffin. Yeah, no, I totally get where your head's at with that, and I like that. Give it a little oomph. The Exodus, that's one of those beautiful things that's like, you mix your comic book thing, your fan excitement, like, dude, feels like fan service, like, hell yeah. And also, makes sense. It's that beautiful combination of like, hey, that works for the story. It feels satisfying to like this world, these characters, and this timeline, while also feeling like some real dope ass comic book shit. So I like it. I like that. I like that. Matthew says, Josh, been loving building my Dark Angels army. Can you share your current army list? Dipping my toe into Space Wolves as well with a box of the Wolf Guard Termies. Oh, that's awesome. My current Dark Angels list. Here, let me pull it up. Well, I've played, I kind of, I have an archetype, and then I've been kind of like, you know, plugging and pulling out different pieces. But I really like this build. So the current build here, oh, this is a really fun version, actually. Okay. So Azrael, a librarian in Terminator armor with the Deathwing Assault. I play Wrath of the Rock, okay? And, dude, I love that turn one deep strike is fucking brutal, especially because you can do it with the Lionel Johnson, and you can do it with the Terminator, and I plug him into a 10 brick of the Deathwing Terminator squad. That way you get +1 to hit versus your oath target. So you can oath anything, deep strike turn 1, drop right in front of them, and shoot the shit out of them. I do 2 assault cannons in that 10 brick. All right. So Azrael, librarian Terminator armor. Lionel Johnson, of course. A heavy intercessor squad. 1 ballistas dreadnought, 2 eliminator squads built with the carbine rifle, and the 2 las fusils, because I like the anti-tank on my snipers, okay? 2 incursor squads with the mines, 2 6 squads of the inner circle companions, and then a Caladius assassin. I plug Azrael into one of the 6 squads of champions, and then I plug the librarian into the other squad of champions, because now follow me on this. Follow me on this. Between the -1 to hit if they're attacked by a character unit, the -1 to wound if the strength is higher from Wrath of the Rock, and a 4-up invuln save, which is applied from Azrael and applied from the librarian, those squads are incredibly durable. So they're very good to play on point. And if I go first, I deep strike turn 1. I put the lion and the 10 brick with the wizard right next to whatever target I want, and I shoot the absolute fucking bejesus out of it. And then if I hit a 9-inch charge, it's fucking over. Game over. You might as well scoop it up. John Johnson says, RDJ's out. Bob Iger for Dr. Doom. Hell yeah, let's go. It's not often you get such an upgrade. Hell yeah. It's not often you get such an upgrade. 9-inch charge? Say what? Yes, 9-inch charge. Which, trust me, Adam knows because I showed him last night. A great strategy in Warhammer is to hit your 9-inch charges. Yeah, it's a great strategy, actually. All I did was mention what Jimmy Kimmel said on air to get taken off, and I was taken off the air, says Rick D. I vaguely remember what you said. Did you catch me at a bad moment? Maybe. Did you say something that was kind of innocuous? Maybe. Am I going to unban you? Absolutely not. 100% no. Hey, speaking of Spider-Man. Yo, so Spider-Man Brand New Day, one of the things that happens to be a thought that's questioned in the minds of fans all around the world is what's up with Daredevil. Now, Charlie Cox is awesome, but goddamn was that Daredevil show terrible. Like, I feel like this motherfucker needs put in time out, you know? So there were some reports that came out that said that Daredevil would not be in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And my attitude was like, serves him right. Serves him right, dude. You let your stupid ass girlfriend lecture you the whole fucking show. Okay? Daredevil bored again. Ripped my fucking heart out, dude. I got a serious fucking problem with Daredevil. And I feel like maybe Daredevil shouldn't be in any movies anymore. Maybe Daredevil is a Disney Plus. Oh, you want to fuck around on Disney Plus and let your girlfriend lecture you all season? Well, maybe that's where you stay now. Maybe that's where you belong. Maybe you stay on Disney Plus now. Oh, you want to fuck around with She-Hulk? Go to the family picnic? Introduce your son with that whack-ass, stupid-ass fucking haircut? Well, guess what? Maybe that's where you stay now. All right, I'm mixing him up with Hulk, but you know what? They're both bitch-ass motherfuckers. Anyway, I have no idea. The comments, because this is going to be a clip, okay? And this is going to go out on the Clips channel. And I don't understand some of the negativity that I get on the Clips channel, okay? So if you're one of these people over on the Clips channel and you're watching this and you're like, oh, I had this guy the other day, it's literally typed down into the comment section, literally said, I just want it to be known that I come here despite Josh's snarkiness, not for it. Oh, really, bro? Well, why don't you shut your mouth when you're talking to me, hillbilly? Anyways, back to Daredevil. I have a big problem. There's a lot of trauma. I really didn't like Daredevil, and I thought, fuck him, and he shouldn't be in Spider-Man Brand New Day. But here, check this out. Rumor. Spider-Man Brand New Day will feature long-awaited team-up with spoiler after all. Spider-Man Brand New Day already featured a stacked cast. Who's stacked in the cast? I don't understand. And if a new rumor is to be believed, the web slinger will finally share the screen with one of his greatest allies from the comic books. Spider-Man Brand New Day will see the wall crawler cross paths with the Punisher, a meeting it's fair to say most of us never imagined getting on screen. John Bernthal first reprised his role as Frank Castle in Daredevil Born Again. Fuck that show. And will star in a Disney Plus special presentation before making his big screen debut as the Vigilante next summer. However, as excited as fans are for this meeting, that's dampened somewhat by Daredevil's absence. Charlie Cox made his MCU debut in 2021 Spider-Man No Way Home, but that was as Matt's lawyer, or as the lawyer Matt Murdock. We've seen him suit up as the Man Without Fear, and he's surely the character fans want to be seeing standing side by side with Spidey and others. Take this with a pinch of salt, but the news website Nuke the Fridge is claiming to have confirmed that Cox is set to shoot scenes as Daredevil for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Whoa! A reliable source casually told me, not realizing what an insane spoiler that was, they said Charlie will be heading over there to film Spider-Man, the site writes. The funny part is that they had no clue I'm a fan or that I'd even care. I didn't react at all in the moment. So if this ever makes its way out, they'll never know it came from me. And to be fair, they'd never actually said not to share it. Whoa. Whoa. Interesting. While we wouldn't necessarily expect to see Daredevil fighting the Hulk, Spidey becoming entrenched in the street-level corner of the MCU means a brief meeting with old Hornhead would make sense in the world. They've already met in Marvel's animation, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that's basically the whole article here. So, wow. After so long, all of a sudden it's actually just going to be in there. That's insane, man. That's crazy. Now, a lot of the scoopers and stuff were saying like, hey, so far he's not in it. And if they did, like if this is a relatively recent thing, so this came out from Nuke the Fridge, this came out 3 days ago. So this has got to be pretty recent, like within the past couple of weeks. So if they did, because remember too, and I try to keep track of all of this shit, right? Just as a part of the job, right? You want to keep track. So it's important to remember that Daniel RPK and a lot of the other scoopers like My Time to Shine and all them, they've been saying that there's going to be a lot of cameos, that there's still some shooting going on in London. And although most of the movie is wrapped, they have like a skeleton crew or whatever, and they're filming a lot of interesting cameos. So this kind of lines up with that, where like maybe most of the crew went away and they brought him in to like do some cameo work. Oh, you know what? I just realized I'm mixing up Spider-Man and Doomsday because they both were filming simultaneously. Spider-Man is still filming. It took a little bit of a break, but it's still filming. So actually, no. Actually, if this is real, it definitely should break out more. More people should be talking about this now that I think about it. I thought maybe if it was a skeleton crew, okay, they could keep this under wraps. No. If this is real, it's going to come out. It will absolutely come out soon then, because there's just so much more left to film. It's also odd that they would do it seemingly in the middle of the shoot. Maybe it's just a dialogue sequence or something, or maybe it's some action. I'm not really sure. The other thing that this makes me think of is obviously Daredevil Born Again season 2 will come out before Spider-Man. And there's a lot of confusion as far as like, is Kingpin going to be a part of this thing or not? And there's some evidence from people like Perez that are suggesting that Venom and Kingpin are a major part of the future for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So maybe Kingpin is being set up somewhat, although it's unlikely he is the main villain of Brand New Day, right? So, yeah, the Daredevil thing always made sense. You know, they had like some Spider-Mention stuff in the first season. They've always wanted to connect these characters together. They have a lot of strong connections in the comic books. And I think particularly because of the character of Kingpin, there's a really strong connection there. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll say this. Why not? Why the fuck not? I would love Daredevil to be in the Spider-Man movie. And in all seriousness, too, it's a bit of memes. And I am upset about the first season of Daredevil. But I think season 2 is going to be fire. They just greenlit season 3 of Daredevil, so they must feel as though that season 2 is very strong. Because remember, season 1, despite getting some pretty good reviews, doesn't even chart on Nielsen. And I think Marvel's pretty aware that was a bad look for them. So I think they've been going hard on season 2. The set photos look absolutely fucking incredible, dude. Like, it looks like they're going hard. So maybe they'll get it back. Maybe it'll be absolute fire. And then, of course, Punisher then carries into his special and then carries into this movie as well. So we'll see as they build up the street level, ground level side of New York. What do you guys think, man? Daredevil in Brand New Day. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Where's your heads at? Double D's, baby. You know, that's a great point, Jay. If the Double D's are in season 2, which it seems like they are, then we're probably getting the Double D's in Spider-Man. If he's in Spider-Man, he's probably rocking the Double D's, man. That's a good point. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I did not like the fight scenes at all, bro. Too much VFX. You had Bullseye and CGI dummy. Yeah, the fight scenes in Daredevil were not great. No, not great, no. Some of them were okay. I was very underwhelmed by that show. I have basically almost nothing good to say about that show. Kirsten Dunst just did an interview teasing a reunion with Toby. Well, wouldn't that make sense if if Toby's in Doomsday? We just talked about this in the prior segment, right? But if Toby's in Doomsday, if his universe is being destroyed, wouldn't that make sense? Oh, hi MJ, I just had the craziest dream that all the universe, and then boom, she blows up in front of his face, and then Loki's like, "I'm sorry, Toby Maguire, Spider-Man, but I'm gonna need you to come help Robert Downey Jr. save the Marvel Cinematic Universe." Hell yeah, let's go. Hell yeah. And then No Green, 2035. Appreciate you. Welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Well, I don't think Toby's going to die right away, but it's very possible his universe dies right away, yeah. You look like Toby? Is that good or bad? I don't know what that means. Is that positive or negative? Go get him, Tiger. Yep. Plus, let's be real. Fans want Spider-Man and Daredevil's team up very long time. 100% Eddie. You're absolutely right, Eddie. People love these characters together, man. Them web slinging around, like swinging around, beating up bad guys. Oh my God, bro. Hell yeah. Yeah, I did see that, Connor. You know, I like that guy too. Mike Tomlinson, I think. Yeah. Yeah, he's talking about doing a fourth Sam Raimi Spider-Man with Toby or whatever. Yeah, that guy seems chill. It's a damn shame we got to wait 2 years for the Batman Part 2. Can you believe that? 2 fucking years from now. This is crazy. That's crazy. The Steelers coach? No, that's Tomlin. Tomlinson is the other guy. But clearly my brain's not firing on all cylinders today, Adam, you know? So I've already mixed up movies, actors, timelines, realities. Mixing it up. Mixing it up. All right, guys, any other thoughts here on Daredevil and Spider-Man together? Get your thoughts in here. What do you think? Spider-Man coming to ABC as Disney shows. Toby, Andrew, and Tom. What? An ABC show? Yes, yeah. By the way, have we got an update on how Tom is doing health-wise? No updates. I think the last thing we heard was he's just taking a couple days break, but will return. It could definitely work. Toby, Spider-Man 4, 5 to... I like the idea of doing that, and I think they should do it. You know? And I think particularly after Secret Wars, there might be this really interesting time period, like a little window might open, where fans would really understand 2 different Spider-Man. Like more than ever, fans would be like, oh yes, we just had the Secret Wars. We just know all about the variants and everything and Doom and oh my God. So yeah, I'd be down to watch the Toby Spider-Man. And then I'd be down to watch the Tom Holland Spider-Man. Like there's going to be a window there where that's really viable, you know? So do it. Yeah, 1,000%, yeah. Which is kind of that's another thing it's kind of a shame about the phase 4, 5, and 6, right? Because part of the fumbling was just the timing. It just didn't go off without a hitch, you know? If they had been a little more methodical in their timing, I think the fans would have been kind of like, oh shit, variants, oh shit, this, oh shit, that, and then crack it open. Because Marvel was clearly a little too afraid at the time period of Multiverse of Madness to go quite as hard. But No Way Home does allow them to introduce those ideas. Without it, you know, you probably have to go smaller there. So, yeah. Y'all forgot Daredevil ripped Spider-Man in the cartoon series. I don't know what that means. Does he spine rip him? Are we getting a spine rip? We getting a spine rip with Andrew? Andrew Spider-Man getting ripped? TVA being lame doesn't help. Someone had to say it. Yeah, that's true, actually, yeah. No, you're 100% right. I mean, the TVA is literally like a... And this is... So Marvel did make this mistake because I actually think the TVA is a great introduction to the concepts that they're setting up in Loki. I do, however, think that the TVA should have quickly been replaced by more sinister and more dark and just basically like more aura farming organizations out there. So whether it was like the map makers or the Black Swans or the Black Priests or whatever, there should have, like, so Loki season 1 is great, Loki season 2 is great, but then the idea that like the TVA is going to be the end all be all force behind realities and everything is so bad. Like you should have been like, oh shit, maybe in season 2 the TVA gets fucking wiped out by the Black Priests. Do you know what I mean? something like that probably would have set the trajectory of the overall story in a better place. It's just a little too MCU-y, you know? Too much quirky, jokey, like happy-go-lucky bullshit vibes. Yeah. But hey, we can't have it all. And I think maybe Doomsday will actually replace the TVA with that organization. I mean, Doom himself is likely to take over anyway, take over the TVA and take over all of reality. So I think they're going to cook, and I think there's room to get into some major aura farming with not just Battleworld, but the reset and what happens with the MCU after that, you know? Yeah. Man, that's too bad. I guess I'll have to see chat on Monday. Yeah, it crashed again. I don't know. No, I'm not gonna boot it back up. No, dude, I was already over it. Yeah, dude, and you know, chat, they're not saying anything interesting. They got nothing to add to the conversation. No, I'll see them Monday. Yeah, they don't even appreciate me. You know? Oh, it's always like, you're late, you're skipping streams, you're not doing all the things you used to do, you know? And it's never like, hey, thanks for all the entertainment, Josh, you know? Yeah, they are a bunch of clankers. That's right. That's right. Wait, what do you mean? We're still live? Josh, you're my number 2 YouTuber. Don't leave. Does that mean because it's a bunch of shit? Number 2 like that? Fuck out of here. Jamiel with a $19.99 holla. That's so generous. I wish I could pronounce your name. I feel terrible. Says, let this go towards a new PC, Josh. Appreciate you, man. We'll start the fund with that 20. Anybody else want to help a brother out? Anybody want to help out so it's not the den of number 2? Or we're not the poop Avengers anymore? What do I gotta do? What do I gotta do? Huh? All my money goes towards Star Wars cards now. You want a Tony's? You subscribe to Tony? Do you go on Tony's little whatnot streams? Huh? You going on Tony's little whatnot streams? Get some cards? Huh? Gonna buy a couple cards from Tony? Huh? Oh, you buying a couple? Just buying a couple cards? Hey, wait a minute. First of all, Rossi, thank you for the 5 gifted, man. I really appreciate that. But did Mr. Shredder, is that Shreddy somehow? Did they somehow give Shreddy a gifted membership? Because this guy Shreddy was dead ass a member for years, never paid for it, always was gifted. And then eventually the system turned on him and was like, bro, you're not getting no. Okay, good. I'm just glad. I'm glad. Because no more free rides for Shreddy. You know what I'm saying? No more. Def, don't partner with Paradox Customs, even though that's where I got mine from too. Yeah, I mean, you know, you never want to besmirch a former partner, but when you never got paid, maybe fuck them, you know? Jar Jar Jargon with a $5 holler says, here's 5, LMAO. Now tell me if you got word from your source on if we're getting Mara and Skywalker Child. I don't know nothing about nothing, brother. Shalami Leaner says, here's a 10 to help with your Max subscription. What, Skinamax? Hell yeah. No, I don't know if I haven't talked to the source. Do you want me to ask the source about the Mara J, John? Do you guys want me to ask the really good source about it? Would you like me to do that for you so that we can all know? Okay, I asked. Frostrodamus says, "Hey Josh, thanks for all the entertainment, man. Hey, appreciate it, man. Thanks. Why not more like that? Why can't more people be like Frostrodamus, my man?" Absolute Superman spotted on set. Oh wow, okay, interesting. Is Josh pushing a turd out? You could say that. You could say that, yeah. Josh, what's with the music in the background? It's bopping, huh? This is how I dance, man. When I get actually out there on the dance floor. Hell yeah. Yeah, just catch a vibe. He's got the moves like Jagger. Hell yeah. Shalom! When's Comics Explained coming? He hasn't shown in a while. I'm not sure. Rob's probably just, you know, doing his thing. Got some stuff going on. You never know. You never know with people, you know? Rob's a friend. He always has an open invitation. We've texted a little bit here and there. Yeah, you never know what's going on with people, you know? Maybe he's like secretly getting into Warhammer and he doesn't want to call into the show until he's like, he knows what he's talking about, you know? That'd be dope. Seen any of the VHS films? New one out today. They had a good initial reception. No, I don't know what that is, brother. I don't know what that is. Give us a show with Rob instead of Nerd Theory. What the fuck? Rob and I have talked about doing a show before. I wouldn't mind cutting up with Rob doing a podcast. But, you know, I like doing Nerd Theory, man. You know, Theory and I are good friends. It's just really natural flow. Is Josh pushing a turd out? What the hell? He's in the middle of a live stream. That's the definition of pushing a turd out. Exactly. See, this guy gets it. Do both. Yeah, no, do both. Do both. Do everything. Hey, Josh, do this, do that. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, freaking blah, blah. It was a photo going around on X. People thought of David Corn sweat. Okay, roger that, roger that. Can you give us a wink if you know something about Doomsday that you haven't shared with us? I don't know. Is there something I know about Doomsday that I haven't shared with you? Not that I can think of. Not that I can think of, brother. Egg fried rice? Egg fried rice seems delicious. Yo, what should I have for lunch, guys? Where are you at in One Piece? I haven't really watched any more One Piece, so pretty much at the same spot. Cancel Doomsday? No! Hey, speaking of canceled. Did you guys see this? Where's that? What the hell? I saw an image of leaks for, I swear to God, I saw this, dude. Where the fuck is it? The KOTOR remake. There were some screenshots for the KOTOR remake that were out there. Did you guys see those? They looked incredible. Like high fidelity renders and stuff. For some reason, I can't find it. Yeah, I don't know if that game's ever going to actually happen or get finished, but okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, these looked really cool, man. So this is like environmentally what it would look like, your character, and then a rendered sword, which is pretty cool. Two of these swords here. Looks like this might be like your inventory, or maybe a workbench of sorts. Little blaster. I mean, it looks really cool. I mean, it's kind of a shame that we're just not sure if this is actually going to ever come out. And it still doesn't look good. We're hearing any news of version anytime soon. Yeah, I mean, it literally might never come out, which is kind of a shame, but imagine that game back in the day with these level of graphics. That is a really cool upgrade, dude. You know? Kind of a tough one there, but Shit. What do you think of the Avengers vs. X-Men title change rumor? We talked about it a little bit. I don't believe it, but I think that it's the reason that rumor is making the rounds is because a lot of people agree, and maybe it is actually the case, that the hype on Doomsday is kind of stalled out a little bit, and the announcements that have come out, even the official ones, you know, via the chairs and some other stuff, have not really popped off, man. They're not really exciting people. And so I think the title change rumor is sort of born out of that, where people are like, yeah, they need to change this up a little bit, you know? Someone should just work on the AI that constantly updates and rendered look of old games. I think that will probably be here before you know it. I think that'll probably be here before you know it, for sure. A grounded, more mature, R-rated Raimi Spider-Man 4. Yeah, something like that. I don't think it has to be R-rated, but certainly more mature, yeah. But, you know, Raimi loves his camp, you know, and it would be quirky and fun and light as well. So it would be a pretty cool combo. Yeah, pretty cool combo. Music is banging right now. There's no music, man. I don't know what's going on with you, but yeah. Any cool plans this weekend, guys? Any cool plans? I'm probably going to get out here like 10, 15 minutes. You know, we got through some topics. News was light this week. I have some really cool ideas, though. I've been cooking some fun ideas, so we should have some fun ones. Yo, speaking of which, let me ask you this question here, okay? So I'm thinking about this for Monday night's Nerd Theory. I was thinking for Monday night's Nerd Theory, we go over the most unhinged Star Wars lore that most people have never heard of. You know, we've been, you know, you got 2 shows this weekend, 1 live stream performance on Twitch and YouTube. Hell yeah, nice, man. But there's like all kinds of crazy Star Wars lore. So I'll give you a couple of examples. So there was a storyline where Luke essentially falls in love with a computer. And the computer then like possesses or embodies one of Luke's students. And so then Luke is like in love with this computer that's inside of a Jedi's body. It's really fucking crazy. There's a book where, well, you know what? Let's just leave it there. And then Monday night, wouldn't it be fun to go over some of the most unhinged, ridiculous, crazy Star Wars lore from the past and just cut it up with theory about these crazy fucking things that have happened. Ibsy says, Josh, 3 Avengers movies confirmed. Russo's new pick reveals 3 illuminated A's. Well, you just illuminated my A, so thank you. Luke and a clanker? Yeah. Go over the Crying Mountain. I'm going to write that down. Crying Mountain. Yeah, there have definitely been some wild things in Star Wars. So Luke was hanging out with the worst character. Lando is what you're telling me? Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Jason goes back in time and meets Revan. Yeah, that part's pretty cool, actually. I like that part, but yeah. Still better than the current continuity. Yeah, of course. But it's just fun. It's fun to just like remember, because I think right now, like, Star Wars under Disney has become super sanitized and it feels very particular. And it's important to remember that, like, Star Wars throughout its history has had an edge a couple of times here and there. You know, as much as like George Lucas Star Wars is like for children and it's like its own thing, Star Wars has a rich history of all kinds of stuff that was edgy or wild and all that. Yeah. We should watch and dunk on some more NR videos. No, we're gonna be friendly and chill. Rossi says, go over Chewbacca being killed by the moon in NJO. Yeah, that one's pretty crazy. There's the one where Chewbacca loses his arm, and then his arm gets a mind of its own and becomes like a killer robot. There's some crazy shit out there, man. There's some crazy shit out there. Yep. So what else is going on? What's your guys' plans this weekend? So I have to work Saturday morning and Sunday morning just because this week I didn't really get as much done as I wanted. I've got a big video I'm cooking. I want to write some videos. Like, I'm trying to come up with like really cool, highly produced videos. And then I have some really good stream ideas as well. So I'm going to work a little bit. Oh, you got a poker night? That's cool. There's going to be an awesome UFC Saturday night, so I'm really looking forward to that. Probably play some video games. I'll probably play a little bit more of that Marvel side scroller. Maybe I'll try to find a Warhammer game on TTS. Yeah. UFC and football. Yeah, Steelers got to buy, but I'll probably watch some games or whatever. Started voice acting. You're gonna put in more applications. Good for you, man. Good for you. K-pop Demon Hunter and Fortnite. Oh hell yeah. Football and F1. Have you seen F1 yet? Dude, it's good. If the breaks equal this level of content, more power to you, sir. Well, thank you. No, you gotta, like, it's just like anything else, man. You know, you gotta take time away from it to like rest a little bit and get your energy right, but also to come up with the ideas. You want to be fresh. You don't want to be feeling bad. I wish I had more time to come up with ideas, you know, like But yeah. Tron next week though. Hope it doesn't suck. Yeah, I mean, I bet there's some real, there's some Tron heads that are probably looking forward to it, or just movie fans that are excited for it. I'm really not. This movie just never really did anything for me. I don't like Jared Leto, but I'm not like one of these like, oh, I'm fucking anti-Leto, But it's just not doing anything for me. The Tron thing is not really doing anything for me. Thursday night for me and my boy. Oh shit. Any Unity? Yes, I will be looking at and making some. So I'll probably do an update on Unity maybe next week. The plans are solidified, things are set in motion, but yeah, it's still going to take some time, but I'll explain everything. So I should be able to give you the update soon. Yeah. I'm taking a gang of mushrooms and watching Tron and IMAX next weekend. God damn, that sounds like an adventure. Holy, that sounds like an adventure, dude. Kathleen Kennedy gonna make that Unity movie? No, sir. No. The answer is no. Either a good trip or a bad one. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, that's either gonna be a really good time or like the worst fucking time ever. No in between on that. No in between on that. What should I have for lunch? Nobody told me. What am I eating in lunch? Maybe some Rivals too. Oh, Rivals, huh? Wings? Okay, yeah, maybe. Salmon? Finishing up Sopranos? Okay, nice, yeah. You should watch some Peacemaker for lunch? No thanks, brother. Fish and chips? Montreal smoked meat sandwich from a deli? What the hell is that? Montreal smoked meat sandwich? Ribeye steaks? That sounds good. Eat honey? Asian food? You guys are all over the place. Man, it's starting to get to that point where I need to go eat at Golden Corral again. Do you guys ever eat at Golden Corral? Golden Corral is crazy because like I feel like it's not actually good. Okay? But I feel like every couple of years you like have to go into Golden Corral and you have to like eat as much as possible. And it's almost like some kind of palate cleanser, like a reset. Ooh, Texas Roadhouse, real good, brother. I haven't been to Texas Roadhouse in a long time, too. No, you don't. I promise you. No, I feel like you have to, Adam, because like you have to have like a basement or like a bad thing to compare everything to. Like the very next day that you didn't eat at Golden Corral, you're gonna feel a little bit better about yourself, about your body, about your life choices. Perspective is everything, guys. Perspective is really important. Yeah, Golden Corral, I'd like to believe, is essentially like prison food, which is like another reason that maybe every couple of years you want to have it just in case something happens, you end up in prison. You want to have built up a tolerance for that food, Golden Corral should think about hiring me as their brand ambassador. Because just real talk, chat, if you're, let's say, 50% more likely to eat at a Golden Corral in the next 3 months, put a 1 into the chat. Hell yeah. You know, there's some plumbers looking at this chat right now, shaking their head. You know, right now, there's some plumbers thinking about coming to a house and the toilet in the fuck, it is just the works gummed up. Gun making Plastic Man before Batman. I mean, that kind of tracks though. That aligns with like his strategy of like being terrible at his job, you know. Which is another thing. People get so mad when I bring that up, guys. Come on. You know? All right, guys. Are you going to be okay? Are you going to make it? How long have we been streaming for? About 2 hours? Hell yeah, about 2 hours, baby. Okay. Are you guys going to be okay if I get out of here for the rest of the afternoon? Are you going to make it? You going to be all right? No, Dad, don't leave. Three more hours? Jesus. I don't know about that. Josh, hop on Skate. Is it pretty fun? Diamond Lounge tonight? I don't know what that is, but it sounds very interesting. Only if you share your thoughts on the Sneaky Tau. Oh, the new Sneaky Tau? I mean, they're cool. I already have stealth models. I use stealth models. I think they're just new models for that unit, right? Like it's not like it's a new stealth unit. The model, the pose is new, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, the Wolf Scouts are new. Yes. But those are like your version of Scouts, right? So they probably have like an extra movement or some extra toughness or something. Because otherwise, like, do you even need Wolf and Scouts? Like, that seems odd, you know? But the Space Wolves do have like they're barely Codex compliant, if Codex compliant. They don't even call their librarians, right? So I guess I could see them having their own unique stuff. Noah, appreciate the sticker, man. Thank you for the love. Why'd the guy that was excited about Superman get banned? What did he do? Just wondering. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know. Give us My Name is Doom before you sign off. Thanks and Godspeed. My name is Doom. That's for you, the people. There was a Wolf Scout before, but the Rune Priest, this, so expect more of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Enjoy a delicious warm drink on your stoop. It's a beautiful sunny day. What the hell does that mean? I don't want to enjoy no warm foaming anything from a stoop. That seems crazy. Can you cover on what you think Brand New Day's villain will be, Josh? I mean, I honestly am kind of lost on it. I don't know what to tell you. I think it's been so confusing. I think a lot of people are checked out on that. You know, the shapeshifter rumor seems right. I don't know what that could mean. Is it connected to Sadie Sink? Is she the Shamalama Ding Dong multiverse spider person? Probably. Are you streaming tomorrow morning? No. A stoop is your porch. Oh, okay. Right on. What do I want for lunch? I don't know. But anyways, guys, I really fucking appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for being here. And thanks for being patient with me. I know we've been missing some streams. I know not everything's been super planned or well organized or whatever. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants a little bit. But at the same time, I am actually planning some stuff, and we are going to be doing some really cool produced content. Yeah, no, I feel good. There's a lot of stuff I want to accomplish, a lot of cooking that needs to be done behind the scenes. So we're going to go do that, and I will see you guys later on. So thank you all very much, as always, for the love and the support. And I'll see you on Monday. Videos over the weekend, of course, but then we'll be live back at it on Monday. as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh man, another happy landing. Another glorious stream here at Nerd Avengers Tower. I had fun. I hope you did too. I had a good ass time. I hope you did too. Oh, hell yeah. Things are good, man. You know, things are good, and I'm very grateful. Family's doing great. Kids are awesome. Wife's awesome. Business is doing good. You know, content's grindy, and I can get tired of it. You know what I mean? But I think that's just true of life. Most people get tired of the thing they have to do. Repetition can be annoying. But I'm grateful to have the job. I'm grateful to have a really cool community. And we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about, and a lot of like fun, entertaining spectacle and storytelling and breakdowns and laughs and all of that. So thank you. Thank you. All right, get on out of here, man. Go touch some grass. Go touch some ass. And do me a favor on your way out. Open up your third eye and wash out your stinky butt hole. His death was a necessary loss. Soon I will have a new apprentice, one